felt it was a very fair and important ad to point that out.
Senator, could you have gone after what you see as his hypocrisy by pointing out what he did in that rape case, what he did in these other cases, without this stark image of the empty wheelchair, which seemed to be trying to point people towards his own supposed disability?
All right. I don't know why it repeated twice, but it's pretty apropos. What does she mean, supposed disability? Anyway, welcome back. John Zogby, CEO of Zogby Analytics and founder of the Zogby Poll, joins us. Hey, John.
Hey, Steve. How are you?
Good. Good to talk to you. Yeah, if you want to weigh in on that, that ad, not even the folks at MSNBC, I couldn't find one person who actually defended the use of that ad by Wendy Davis in the Texas gubernatorial race, where it started with a wheelchair and then and talked about how Greg Abbott had gotten hit, a tree fell on him when he was a young man, and he's been in a wheelchair ever since. Blah 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 blah. Just terrible imagery and a terrible ad.
Steve, I was raised a Catholic. Let me put it this way: it was a Hail Mary, and it was not full of grace. It did not work.
That is. That is a good way to put it. Yeah, and she's pretty much a done deal in Texas, and has been even way before that ad, according to many. Let me ask you, though, about another, and let me ask you if you think it's a done deal in Kentucky, where, of course, the Democratic challenger to the minority leader of the Senate refused to say not only to an editorial board, but then a couple of days later, during the only televised debate, whether or not she had voted for Barack Obama. And next day, which was yesterday, the DCCC or the DSCC pulled their funding from her campaign.
She hurt herself. I think she probably hurt herself irreparably with that. Mitch McConnell was on the ropes. This was a close race, and he was ahead. He's been ahead by about 3 percentage points. In fact, it was starting to trend a little bit back towards Allison Grimes, but in an instance like this, what do you expect a U.S. Senator to do? You expect a U.S. Senator to tell you where she stands on issues and how she's going to vote. And here she refused to essentially say where she stands and how she voted. And I think she damaged herself irreparably. Mm-hmm.
What's happening in Arkansas? The race between Congressman Tom Cotton and, of course, incumbent Mark Pryor. That's kind of gone back and forth. Is that a toss-up right now as you have it?
No, not really. That is one that has been trending, towards Cotton. His average lead is 4.5 points. That's not a done deal, but, Mark Pryor is clearly on the ropes. And, he started this election year, as the most endangered of the Senate Democrats, in competitive races, and I think he's right back up there as the most endangered. Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you overall. Of course, the president had to cancel a campaign trip today to Connecticut for the incumbent governor. But there's not one senator, incumbent Democratic senator, that I could think of that wants Obama anywhere near him or her. It was ISIS 3 weeks ago, and the threat of terrorism, etc. Now it's Ebola, and what seems to be a CDC and a policy in disarray, and a danger maybe unprecedented in modern times to this country. How much is that going to play into things over the next couple of weeks, do you believe, and right into the election?
Well, I can tell you as of today, and then, we'll just have to see how things play out over the next few weeks. But, one of the reasons why Senator Obama and then President Obama has been able to win has been the fact that he has triumphed on national security. First in 2008 and then 2012, Democrats were actually seen as handling national security better than the GOP, where that had traditionally been a Republican strength. The problem for now is that in my latest polls and everything else I've seen, not only have the Democrats lost that edge, but they've lost it to the GOP. GOP now seen as protecting Americans and our national security better. That, in fact, could be the pivotal deciding issue. And of course, Ebola comes under national security.
Yeah, no, it sure does. It was addressed today by Martin Dempsey, the head of the Joint Chiefs, along with the ISIS question. All right, John, always good to talk to you, sir. But overall, right now, the way it looks, Republicans poised to take the Senate?
Yeah, by 1 seat. That's today. Check with me next week.
You got it. John Zogby, founder of the Zogby Poll, ladies and gentlemen. And up next, lawyer, crisis manager, and former chief counsel to President Clinton, Lanny Davis.